A woman's near-death experience, witnessing prayers reaching heaven, a miraculous NDE. Welcome to today's video. In this video, we will explore an amazing story about a woman who survived a life or death situation and experienced a miraculous near-death experience. She not only witnessed life after passing but also saw how prayers truly reach heaven. This supernatural journey will make us reflect on the power of faith and the miracle of prayers. Join us as this story brings valuable lessons about life and the spiritual world. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more meaningful content. Maria Sutherland was a 40-year-old woman, seemingly just like everyone else, but inside, her life was filled with challenges and anxieties. Her existence was dominated by long hours at work, endless meetings, and a family that seemed to be drifting apart. Her job consumed her, leaving no room for her to breathe, and her personal life was no better. Her relationship with her husband was growing colder with every passing day, their constant arguments making her feel increasingly alone, exhausted, and trapped. She often wondered if she would ever find a reason to live fully again. But no one could have anticipated that one day, Maria would face the greatest challenge of her life, something no one could prepare for. One cold winter morning, when the faint light of dawn had barely begun to break the darkness, Maria was driving on a quiet road, her mind preoccupied with the exhausting day ahead. The air was crisp, but her mind was heavy, clouded by worries. Suddenly, she felt a sharp, excruciating pain in her chest, something she had never experienced before, as if her heart was being squeezed in a vice. At first, Maria thought it was just a random twinge from the stress, but the pain grew worse with every passing moment. Before she could make sense of what was happening, her car veered out of control. Her whole body shrank in panic, her helpless hands unable to control the car. Every second, every minute felt like crashing waves as the car shot off the road and slammed into a large tree by the side of the road. The collision sounded like it tore the very fabric of space, and then everything went silent. In that moment, when Maria could no longer feel anything, she felt as though she was falling into a deep black hole. All light, all sound, everything of this world disappeared. That sensation made her think she had left this world, but she still couldn't understand where she was. When Maria slowly opened her eyes, it felt as though she had just woken up from a long, strange dream. But the most unusual thing was, when she looked around, she was no longer in the world she once knew. Everything was hazy, with no distinct shapes, only light enveloping everything. She didn't feel cold or hot, heavy or light, just an overwhelming sense of peace. The air around her was so pure and refreshing, it felt as though it had been cleansed of every impurity. It seemed as though time didn't exist in this place, only the eternity of a tranquil space where all the worries and burdens of the old world had completely vanished. Maria couldn't explain what was happening. She looked ahead, and immediately, a massive door appeared within her sight. The door was unlike anything she had ever seen before. It radiated a soft, gentle light, enough to illuminate the entire space around it. The light seemed to be a pathway leading to a faraway place, a place she couldn't see clearly, but it gave her the feeling that she must enter, as if that place was her only destination. She slowly walked toward the door, her heart filled with both anxiety and curiosity. But as she approached, a strange sensation overtook her, as though something familiar was waiting for her on the other side. In a moment of hesitation, unsure whether she should step through the door, a voice echoed through the silent space. It was a voice that was gentle yet powerful and warm, as if it penetrated every cell in her body. "Welcome, Maria. You've crossed the threshold of departure, but this is not the end," a voice echoed, warm but carrying a strange sense of seriousness. Maria turned around, and before her stood a blurry figure, an elderly woman with silver hair and skin that seemed to have weathered countless trials of time. She wore a pure white robe, the fabric seeming to be woven from light itself, and from her body radiated a brilliant aura that made it impossible for Maria to see her face clearly. Although the light was radiant, it did not make Maria uncomfortable. On the contrary, it gave her a sense of peace, as though she were being sheltered under a warm blanket. The woman gazed at Maria with a kind and understanding expression. Though she said nothing further, her eyes seemed to contain all the answers Maria was seeking. A strange wave of emotion washed over Maria, and she felt a part of herself lost, Yet another part felt as if she had come home, a place free of pain, worry, or fear. Maria tried to focus, the sense of confusion swelling in her heart. "Have I passed on?" she asked, her voice trembling, not out of fear, but from an indescribable bewilderment. The woman smiled gently, stepping closer to Maria with calm composure. "No, you have not passed on," she said, each word seeming to carry a miraculous reassurance. "You've experienced a moment between two worlds, where life and departure are merely points connecting them, a door few are able to pass through. You have crossed the boundary of existence, but your journey is not over. You will witness many more things. You will understand much more. And you will meet people you never imagined you would encounter in your lifetime." Maria fell silent, her heart filled with questions she could not voice. She felt as though she were in a place that could not be explained with words, a realm where everything familiar was blurred and replaced with a sacred feeling she had never known before. Maria stood there, dumbfounded, her eyes wide open as she looked around, feeling as though she was trapped in an incredibly strange dream. Everything around her was hazy, as though she had drifted into a space beyond the realm of comprehension. The surreal feeling made it hard for her to distinguish what was real and what was illusion. Everything she saw was brilliantly lit, but it didn't make her feel discomforted. Rather, it made her feel like she was floating among the stars, adrift in the endless space. She silently stared at the woman, unsure of how to respond, as everything was happening so quickly, so unexpectedly. Her mind was swirling with questions, yet she couldn't find the words to speak. The woman smiled kindly, her gaze full of patience, as though she understood Maria's confusion and wasn't in any rush, just silently giving her the time to absorb things that couldn't easily be explained. "You will have to learn an important lesson, Maria." The woman's voice echoed, gentle yet carrying a great responsibility. "Passing on is just a process of transition, an open door, not an end. And in this journey, your prayers will be heard and answered. They are not just words you speak, but the vibrations from your heart, the longing, hope, and love you send out." Maria felt these words penetrate deep into her mind, each phrase illuminating hidden corners of her heart that she hadn't realized existed. The emotions she had never understood before suddenly surged within her. She remembered all the times she had prayed throughout her life, the pleas, the gratitude, but she had never truly felt a clear response. Did those prayers ever really reach anyone? But you can change everything, Maria. You can connect with greater forces, with the angels who are always listening to your prayers, whether in moments of joy or pain. Every prayer you make, no matter how small or grand, has value and is known. Maria felt the sincerity in the woman's words. Each word seemed like a gentle breeze, sweeping across her heart, soothing wounds she hadn't even known she carried. She felt as if she were bathing in a pure, untainted energy, and a sense of tranquility and peace enveloped her. Maria was led into a completely different space, one where everything seemed to defy the laws of the world she once knew. The surroundings were bathed in a bright, golden light, a warm and pure radiance that was strangely comforting. The ground did not exist, and instead, there was an infinite space that stretched out in all directions, like a sea of light gently expanding. The air held no scent, but it was filled with an invisible energy, a feeling of sacredness and serenity that was profoundly unusual. In this space, ethereal souls hovered around her. They did not move, yet seemed to drift in an eternal flow of light and love. Each soul emitted its own subtle light, a color that gently blended with the brilliant golden hue of the environment. They did not speak to each other. There was no need for words to communicate. Maria felt as though she was listening to an unspoken symphony, where each soul radiated a unique energy wave that brought her a profound sense of peace and harmony. Though no words were exchanged, Maria could feel the unconditional love and tranquility radiating from these souls. Every time their light touched her, her heart warmed, as though all the worries, pain, and fear she had in life were gently soothed. She realized that these souls were not alone, they were part of a vast universe beyond her comprehension, yet she could feel the miraculous power they emanated. Maria stood in this magical space, feeling as though she was floating in a journey with no destination, where only serenity and boundless love mattered. The souls around her did not look at her, yet she sensed their presence, a presence of understanding and empathy. She realized that even though she could not see it clearly, the connection with these souls was part of an eternal process where love and peace were the only things that truly mattered. Suddenly, in the stillness of the space, a powerful light appeared in the distance, illuminating a part of the space Maria had not seen before. This light gradually expanded, and from it, a massive door emerged, a radiant archway of shimmering light slowly opening into the boundless space. The door was not made of wood or metal, it was simply a wave of pure light, with streaks of azure and gold blending together to form a perfect structure. The light from the door made the surrounding space seem more alive, as if it carried divine energy. Through this door, a man stepped forward, and as he did, Maria immediately felt a surge of pure and powerful energy enveloping her. The man had long hair, white as snow, flowing like silk down to his shoulders. His face was calm and gentle, his eyes filled with boundless wisdom, giving Maria an overwhelming sense of safety and deep love. Every feature of his face exuded clarity, as if he had witnessed and understood every pain, joy, and experience humanity goes through in life. His body radiated a soft yet powerful light, like a halo gently surrounding him, forming a luminous veil. Each of his steps was light and soundless, yet there was a mystical resonance that seemed to echo through the vast space. Just looking at him, Maria felt a wave of love and peace wash over her, as if all her worries and fears were being washed away. The man stopped before Maria, his eyes gazing at her with compassion and unconditional love. He did not need to speak, yet Maria could feel that he knew everything about her life, the pain and struggles she had endured. Maria could not explain this feeling, but she knew that before her stood someone who would guide her through this miraculous journey, a saintly figure who would show her the way forward. "Hello, Maria. I am Michael, the one who guides souls through this doorway," he said, his voice soft yet carrying an absolute authority, as if the sound of it echoed from the very fabric of the universe. Maria could clearly feel the latent power in every word he spoke, a power not born of dominion but from a profound understanding of eternity and the mysteries of life and departure. This man Michael was no ordinary angel. His long, snow-white hair radiated the purity and endurance of time, while his eyes reflected an endless ocean of wisdom and compassion. Every glance from him seemed to uncover a depth that words could not capture, where Maria realized she was no longer a mere mortal in the vast universe, but part of a grand design, a piece of infinite love. Maria felt a powerful wave of energy coming from Michael, but strangely, it did not invoke fear or pressure. Instead, she felt a serene peace wash over her, as though all her anxieties were being carried away by a gentle wave. In that moment, everything seemed to pause. She no longer felt the pain of the world outside, nor the helplessness or fear. All that remained was a profound tranquility. Michael extended his hand, his palm glowing with a soft light, like the hand of a kind father, ready to embrace and protect. "Come, follow me," he said, his voice soothing a soul seeking light, "and you will see your prayers heard and answered." Maria looked at his hand, and in that instant, she needed no further explanation. She simply felt an unshakable trust. It was as if all her wishes, all the pain in her heart, would be understood and resolved. Under Michael's touch, she felt warmth and a promise of a journey ahead, where no prayer would ever be forgotten. Maria followed Michael through the glowing corridors of light. With each step, it felt as if she was entering a completely different realm, where time and space seemed to lose all meaning. The vast pathway was enveloped in a gentle light, beams of golden hues blending with shades of blue, red, and violet, emanating from the walls of endless hallways. The light was not harsh but soft and warm, like the first rays of sunlight peeking through the leaves, offering an overwhelming sense of peace. Along the path, souls hovered in the air, not walking or moving but suspended, as if they were merging with the flow of light. Each soul emitted a unique beam of light, each glow possessing its own color and frequency, reflecting the emotions, wishes, and prayers they carried. One soul radiated a calming blue light, like a prayer for peace, another shone in a fiery red, as if yearning for something intensely. Every soul was like a vessel of whispered prayers from the world, needing no words, only light to bridge them to this realm. Maria felt a profound connection to these souls, though she couldn't hear them, the sense of their unspoken desires clearly formed in her mind. These souls seemed to be waiting for a miracle, for a response from the world they had departed. Each light was a message, a unique story, and Maria couldn't help but feel that she was part of something much larger than herself. "Your prayers will be recognized here," Michael explained with a calm yet powerful tone. "Heaven not only listens, but responds to every prayer, whether it is from a soul seeking salvation or a heart in pain." Maria listened intently, trying to grasp the meaning behind Michael's words. She felt a deeper truth than anything she had ever imagined. Every prayer was not just heard, but understood and answered by an invisible yet mighty force. Prayers were not merely the words of humans or souls, they were vibrations in the universe, spreading across space and time. As Maria looked around, she was surprised to notice the streams of light emanating from her own prayers. Each prayer, no matter how small or simple, was like a faint light flickering in the dark, recognized and responded to by heaven. She watched as the light from her prayers slowly moved along the glowing corridors, passing through other souls hovering in the space, continuously advancing toward a large door in the distance. Each beam of light was like a flash of hope, carrying unfulfilled desires and all the yearnings of her heart. The light from these prayers did not stop. They reached up, breaking through barriers, crossing doors and invisible walls. Finally, they merged into an endless space, a realm where there was no distinction, no limitation, where every prayer was received and fully answered by heaven. A sense of relief washed over Maria as she realized that, whether she saw it or not, heaven always listened, and every prayer had a purpose, a reason for existence. After a long time in that mysterious realm, Maria felt a deep awakening within her soul. She had not only been guided to understand about passing on, but had also been granted a profound insight into life and the purpose of human existence. She realized that each soul, each life, has a unique mission, a specific reason for being present in this world. The encounters and challenges that each person faces have a purpose far beyond ordinary understanding. Maria felt that prayers were not just echoes in the space, they were powerful seeds, sown into the world to bring about change in ways we cannot even imagine. Each prayer carried immense strength, capable of altering reality and making the world a better place, even if only in small ways, through the countless prayers of others. She began to understand that every time we pray, it is not just a call for help, but an act of communication with a world beyond, filled with love and understanding. As Maria came to terms with these revelations, she felt her heart fill with faith and hope. Each step she took in her life would no longer be meaningless, but part of a greater story that she had yet to fully comprehend. She felt as though she had been given a new light to guide her, a new understanding of life that she had never known before. Finally, a gentle sensation of peace wrapped around Maria, and she began to slowly become aware of her physical body again, as though she had just stepped out of a long dream. She opened her eyes and realized she was lying in a hospital bed, her heart racing, her body sore and exhausted. But within her soul, there was no longer any pain or fear. Instead, she felt an overwhelming sense of peace, and a strong belief that she was no longer alone on this journey. She knew that what she had experienced in that otherworldly realm would change her forever. These experiences not only helped her understand herself better but also gave her a new perspective on the world around her. She no longer feared departure, because she had learned that life is just a small part of a much longer and more wondrous journey. Since that day, Maria no longer viewed life through her old eyes. She had been transformed in a profound way, and everything that once caused her anxiety, fatigue, or despair now took on a deeper meaning. Each day became an opportunity to bring about change in others, to share the valuable lessons she had learned on her spiritual journey. She realized that her life was no longer just an ordinary existence but a part of a much larger picture, where every action and every word could make a difference. Maria began dedicating her life to helping others, especially those who were struggling with pain, hopelessness, and challenges that seemed insurmountable. She attended seminars, community gatherings, where she could share her story, emphasizing that no one has to go through life alone and that every prayer is heard. She shared lessons on the power of faith, on holding on to hope even in the most difficult circumstances, and on how prayers can bring salvation and healing to the soul. Maria's sharing sessions were not just simple stories, they were powerful messages about the unseen connection between humanity and heaven. She spoke about the experiences she had witnessed in that mystical realm, where every prayer, no matter how small or large, was answered with boundless love. Maria constantly reminded people that even if they felt alone or unheard, heaven was always with them, listening to every prayer, and offering support when they needed it most. As Maria continued her journey of helping others, she realized that she was not just living a meaningful life, but also bringing a fresh light to the world. She became a source of inspiration to others, helping them see life in a more positive light, understand the value of prayer, and the unconditional love that everyone could receive from heaven. Maria became a beacon of hope, guiding those searching for redemption, hope, and an eternal connection to a greater world where each of us has a purpose and a mission of our own. Maria's journey proved a profound miracle, a truth she had never imagined before. Departure is not an endpoint but a sacred transition between lifetimes. It is not a permanent ending, but a doorway leading to another world, where each soul can find healing, peace, and the answers we've sought throughout our lives. Departure, rather than being something to fear, becomes a natural and sacred process, a part of a larger cycle we all participate in. It offers the soul an opportunity to complete and evolve, a journey continuing after life, where we can confront unanswered questions and find the peace that only heaven can provide. Maria understood that what she experienced was not just a brief visit to the afterlife, but a meaningful experience, a part of a longer journey of spiritual growth and the invisible connection between humanity and the universe. Departure is not a fear to be avoided, but an opportunity for each soul to explore and understand the true nature of life, the link between departure and life, between challenges and the blessings we are given throughout our life journey. Thank you so much for watching today's video. We hope this incredible near-death experience story has touched your heart and opened your mind to the power of prayer and faith. If this video resonated with you, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We're grateful for your support and look forward to bringing you more inspiring content. Until next time, stay blessed and keep believing in the miracles around you.